Let's talk about AI in software engineering. There's a lot going on when we think about AI and software engineers and the role of either in the role together. And there's a lot of talk about Cursor and Bolt and Copilot and how you use it and vibe programming and all the things. As a seasoned software engineer, somebody who's been writing code for 25 years, I feel like I have a dog in this hunt. And I'm not scared by any stretch. I think it's great. I think the greatness lies somewhere in the middle. And I have fears for those who are just coming into this industry. And I have fears for those who are holding on to the ways that it used to be. But there's been a lot of conversation this week that I've been involved in some degree of AI and programming and whatnot. I'm just going to go to one instance that happened this week that just continues to remind me that you just have to sort of do it and you'll see. A friend reached out, needed a little help. They've been building this app, and by far what I'm about to say is no like ding on them or whatnot. They've been building this app. They started learning a framework. They were doing it by hand, right? But they were learning the framework, and in the process of all this, decided, hey, I'm going to start using Cursor, kind of build it faster, learn these tools, see what it's like, right? Let's see what everybody's talking about. Let's see what the hype is about, because I want to stay kind of relevant. And if it can do it faster, great. This is like a hobby project to learn all the things that are going on. So starts out building it, using the framework. In the process of all this, this has been sort of a long side project. You know, frameworks have changed and evolved and moved, and packages have changed, and decides to start using a Cursor, gets a thing working, but now it's working, but there's like odd things that, you know, click away, come back, not totally obvious, gives me a ring. We get in there, and you just see that while it works, it doesn't work. It's the blind faith that you use these tools and expect like the output would be greater than or equal to what you would have done. My fear, my cautionary tale to you is that you've got to know sort of on the other side what it's doing as well. Now, you could sit here and say, but Clark, it's going to get so much better and we won't need to know. And all. Yeah, maybe. I can just speak to today. And today, I think about it as a tool in your toolbox, you know, a sniper rifle rather than a shotgun. And if you know how to use it, then you can have great results. But in this case, the working code, while it looked right, it was based upon older frameworks. It intermingled different concepts from older and newer. We were using newer packages because one didn't understand how the underlying framework worked. And in this case, I'm talking about Svelte. Then you don't understand like what's happening. So when you're looking at the code to try to debug the problem that Cursor created, or any AI agent tool, whatnot, you sort of don't know what you're looking for. So it's not apparent that it was using older constructs. It's not apparent what the mindset that it went down versus the mindset that you maybe should have gone down, or the best practices that lie in between. Now you're left in a place with a code base that's working, but not correctly. And that's a really hard place to be right now, because there's a ton of advantage to using the tool, and I use them every day, but I use them in this, I don't want to say spot way, but like to do what I want to do faster, but not blindly. I can call, bullshit on it when it's like, I see that you use that, but I really wanted to use runes, or I really wanted to use, I want it to be based on this, or it really should have been loaded this way. And then the framework's like, oh yeah, let me do a thing, and blah, 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 and it does the thing. And it's like, yeah, that's what I wanted in the first place. But without that, like, I don't know, without those guardrails, things sort of get weird. And weird because it's not a binary, like it works or it doesn't work. Weird's like it works, and I don't know where it doesn't work, or I don't know why. And all I'm saying is it's just a sort of a weird place. And us as engineers, we do need to adapt and learn and understand how these tools work and how they will be a tool in our toolbox to use, because ultimately, if we can do it faster with less bugs, it just means we can do more, we can add more value. And that's what tools are for. That's why we write software. It's the same principle. We're writing tools that other people are using. It's just not the programming aspects of it. So it's a weird time. This isn't a time to like stand up and beat your chest and be like, this is the only way. It's sort of a time to go, hey, I need to learn the things that I need to learn, right? I need to understand those concepts, the architecture, why it does that. Like there's no bad that's going to come from that. I also need to learn that I don't necessarily need to bang on the keyboard all the keystrokes, because those are limited too. And, computers can type faster. So like, how does that work with this? And where do you come to a win in the end? Because Cursor's a fantastic tool, and Bolt and Replit, and, they play a place. I tend to gravitate towards more like the terminal ones like Claude-Code or Codex. And I don't know, that feels a little bit more like, I don't know, Ninja Sniper Rifle. Not that I haven't used the others or don't use the others. It's just a little, sort of depending upon the thing. I don't know. And will they all get better? Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's no question that software engineering is like changing at its core. But look, you gotta be careful. You gotta know what you're doing and be okay with it. Understand how you're spinning the plates to do the thing. And that's sort of weird. Weird times. Don't get caught over here. Don't get caught over there. It depends. Right? Isn't that the age-old answers? It depends. Use the tools. They're pretty cool. Still learn. You're pretty valuable too.